Hey guys, welcome back to the Emlyn in the Mix podcast, season 3, episode 35. We have got a jam-packed podcast for you today. Some exciting new products, software in the software form. And if you just want to check out Ignition Keys by Native Instruments because you got sucked in by my thumbnail on YouTube, or you sort of titled this podcast, you can skip along to the end. For the YouTube video, or vodcast as I like to call it, there is a time code down below so you can go straight to that. But for those of you who are new and those of you who are regular, you know you should just stick around because there's some really cool stuff that we're going to talk about. And kicking this podcast off, you can actually win yourself an Uno drum. It literally costs you nothing to win it. Here, I've got it here. If you are watching us on YouTube, I'm going to pulling out all the stops. This could be yours. Is that the right way up? So this Uno drum, we're doing a giveaway. So the giveaway, the competition ends September 30, which I believe is the last day of September. I hope I got that right. It's not September 31. I don't think it does. September 30. Anyway, all the competition details are on the Emlyn in the Mix Facebook page. Yes, shameless promotion, but at the moment there's only 5 people entered into this, so your chances of winning this are actually really, really high. And I'm going to draw the winner. I'm actually going to draw the winner live. I know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a live video. We're going to enter all the names into a random winner generator, and whoever's name comes up will win this Uno drum. Now, all you have to do is like the Emlyn in the Mix Facebook page, like the post, which I've got up on the screen here, and follow the instructions there. You just write a comment, 25 words or less. What is the first beat you would make with your own analog, thick, amazing sounding analog drum machine by Uno Drum by IK Multimedia, not by Uno Drum by IK Multimedia. This thing sounds freaking sick. Like, go search Uno Drum on the Emlyn in the Mix YouTube page right now. I've done a couple of videos on it. This honestly is one of the best sounding analog drums in its price range. Like, I mean, it is analog. It's not just the digital emulation. It's proper analog circuitry going on in the background here. They've done a phenomenal job in this tiny little package. And did I mention it's batteries? Anyway, enter that competition, costs you nothing, and your odds of winning are super, super high at the moment because, as I say, only 5 people are entered. All right, let's get stuck into the podcast. Yes, shameless promotion, I know, but that's exciting, isn't it? Doesn't cost you anything to enter. I'm doing it completely free, open to the whole world. It's an international competition. I'm paying for the postage. Can you believe this? I'm doing it. We're going ahead with it. All right, let's get stuck into the exciting news. First thing here, this comes to us from D16 Group. I'm going to do a full-fledged video on this because this thing is sick. So this is, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, it's Phoscyon 2 or Phoscyon 2. It is a 303 emulation, but with unbelievable bells and whistles attached to this thing. This, in my opinion, is probably the best and most versatile 303 emulation software out there. Just from what I had a little play with it this morning. We're not going to do a full thing on it today. We're just going to quickly just show you that it's been released. Make sure you subscribe to Emlyn Mix because we will do a video on this. So Phoscyon 2 is here. Acid Lime, what is it? It is a 303 emulation, of course. Get the last 303. Emulation of the legendary 303 Silver Box has been taken to entirely new heights. Signal Paths was completely redesigned to achieve an unprecedented level of emulation accuracy, resulting in this new incarnation of the plugin. So obviously D16 Group originally did the Phoscyon, I hope I'm saying that right. Now we're up to Phoscyon 2, so they've updated it from the ground up, which is awesome. Juice up the sound. In the state-of-the-art FX chain, you can find a whole bunch of algorithms with acidic squeaks in mind. I almost said squids. Acidic squeaks in mind. So, you know, if you know that sound, that acid techno sound, I'm not going to do it. I mean, I just did it. This does it so freaking well. I hope there's an audio demo in here. I'd like to just quickly give you one. Oh, there is. So, this is the other cool thing. So you can create riffs with ease. So it's got a new sequencer and arpeggiator, which, which makes the plugin even more appealing. You can edit patterns with ease and convenience, play them live in a loop, and switch between them in whatever way you find most convenient. And using a mouse, a MIDI controller, or DAW, MIDI notes to express your musical ideas. And you can get under the hood here if you are looking at us here on the vodcast. Actually, the video now is going to Spotify, which is cool. So we're not only on YouTube now with the video vodcast, whatever the heck this thing is. Now it's a podcast, I know, but you got video. Anyway, we're now on Spotify and YouTube, which is kind of cool. So if we just have a quick scroll around here, Phoscyon 2, we can see up the top here, this top right corner, sometimes you might wonder why your 303 unit doesn't have as low a cutoff as you can hear on one of your favorite tracks. And diehard 303 fans know every 303 has a distinctive character. And now you can replicate that using Phoscyon 2's calibration parameters. Not only do you have easy access to the familiar synthesis knobs, but you also get a backstage pass to the inner workings of the synth. We've included the service trim pots originally designed for calibration and some tweaks even owners of the silver box couldn't have dreamt of. In short, it's a gateway to an entirely new dimension of control and musical expression. So I did have a tinker with this, as I said, and we're going to do a full video on this, but that feature at the top there where you can actually dial in the distinctive sound of a 303 that you like the sound of in a particular track can be achieved in this emulation. Now, scrolling along just quickly, got your presets, your scene up here, and then you've got your effects down here, distortion, and you've got reverb, EQ, delay, chorus, and limiter, bypass effects. Then down the bottom, you've got this vastly improved, very nice arpeggiator and sequencer, which is really easy, and you can dial in your own, well, you can make your own presets, and then you've got a bunch of presets as well. Very intuitive, very easy to use, and just sounds amazing. Vector-based GUI, it's the high definition PI support for the big screens that everyone has now. It's got MIDI learn. This thing's awesome. Just have a quick listen though, just so you understand. For those of you who don't know what the acid house sound is, here you go. Have a quick listen to this. Hear the 303 coming in. One for your Saturday morning. Oh yeah. Alright, that's a real freaking techno banger. Wow, I loved it. I love that kick drum too. It's just like, sounds like Doom. It's like boom, boom, boom with a big reverb tail. Anyway, you want that squelching acid. I don't know. If you know that acid sound, like Josh Wink made this particular, the 303 High State of Consciousness track, just that song really brought the 303 sound into the limelight when that happened. That was, wow. If you don't know that track, check out High State of Consciousness by Josh Wink. I'll give you an idea of what that 303 is capable of. And I'm sure this software emulation is none the wiser. I'm sure it can achieve that. Anyway, let's move on. I don't know what I'm saying there. All right, next one here. This is a cool little deal from Universal Audio. And Universal Audio has a sale now through till September 30. Yes, I was right. September 30 is the last day of September. Hence, that's when the Uno Drum competition will end. Make sure you enter that, by the way. Just saying again. Just why not? Now through to September 30, save up to $300 on Apollo desktop interfaces. So if you're looking at getting one of the Apollos, if you're interested in music production, that Universal Audio and the Apollo interfaces is what all the big boys are using. Like, that. I mean, if you're interested in that, maybe you don't. Maybe I'm the first one to tell you. I hope I am. I hope I'm inspiring you somehow. Look, again, this podcast is not about jamming products down your throat, although that's what we primarily do. But my intention is not to do that. My intention is to show you a bunch of things and you can see. And obviously, I want to share when there's good deals, because I know these aren't cheap, but these These are probably the best prices we've seen on these audio interfaces. And once you get one of these, you're keeping it for years. You're going to get high, pristine quality inputs and outputs. It's going to help a lot. But look, at the end of the day, if you can make it work on a cheap, crappy no-brand audio interface, then you probably already know what you're doing with music technology. Anyway, these are $300, up to $300, which is the big boy Apollo X4. So if you wanted a portable interface, this would be the choice. I mean, this would be my choice because I really love I absolutely love all of the plugins at Universal Audio. The emulation in my top 3, like, they just sound amazing. I've said this many times, my sweet vocal tones right now are going through a Universal Audio Neve emulation, which just sounds so nice. It gives it a distinct Emlyn in the mix sound that we have now on this podcast. But yeah, check it out if you were interested in one of these interfaces. Again, not telling you to splurge your money, but these are the best prices I've seen on these interfaces, and I just wanted to show you guys. No affiliation link at all with any of this stuff, except for these guys. They support the channel. Native Instruments. Now, this is important though, because if you wanted Native Instruments, you wanted to get Komplete, now is the time, okay? And we've got crazy exciting news from Native Instruments this coming month. And in this podcast, of course, in this episode with a brand new release. But guys, do yourself a favor. Komplete 13 at the moment is 50% off. Komplete 13 Select is half price. So Native Instruments, they rarely, unless there's something big about to happen, which I can't talk about right now, they rarely do these sales, okay? But I can tell you there's exciting stuff coming from Native Instruments. That's what I can say, and I'm freaking cannot wait to share with you. Go out, do yourself a favor. These are the cheapest they've ever been. The big boy there, 37% off. But if I was you, and if I didn't have any Native Instruments, I'll just get Komplete 13 Select, because you get 12 instruments, 4 effects, and 5 expansions. I did say affiliate link, didn't I? Affiliate link down below. Yes, supporting the channel, supporting Native Instruments, but more importantly, supporting yourself. You're getting the software instruments that you need, okay? And if these are the ones you wanted, then this is the way to go. Save some money. Do yourself a favor. Affiliate link down below. Let's move on to our next new product here. Comes to us from REFX, Nexus expansion, Bigtone Signature 4. Now, I did a survey. Not many of you are using the Nexus Rompler anymore. Now, the Nexus Rompler, I've said this before as well, 12 to 13 years ago was the #1 sample rompler software out there. It really was. Everyone was using it. All those big EDM dance tracks were made with REFX. Nexus 2 at the time. It is up to Nexus 4 now. Anyway, they do some, I do want to put them back in the limelight because they actually do some really good expansion packs. And this one is no exception. Bigtone Signature 4. Have a listen. This is more for your scoring, more for if you're a filmmaker or a musician that scores the film, or you're making something theatrical. This is the way to do it. Let's go back to the start of this video here and we'll just play a little bit back. Here we go. Check this out. It's a very nice expansion. So we're going to turn it out there. But that is the new Bigtone Signature 4. You can see you can make some kind of chilled, almost lo-fi-ish sounding, very relaxed, laid-back music, as well as that theatrical sort of stuff. So looking for some big tones that sound rich and complex, look no further. Created by master sound designer Nick Hertz, Bigtone Signature 4 is more evolved and stunning than ever before. If you're looking for unique pads, leads, basses, effects, and other sounds that stand out from the crowd, this one is for you. Well, hopefully that demo did stand out for you, and that's the sort of sound that you're after. Go check it out. Nexus expansion Bigtone Signature 4. Let's move along. A new release that happened this last week. I did a video on it. Yes, indeed. Head over to Emlyn in the Mix. #subscribe. I Heart New York 2 from Baby Audio. What is it? A punchy parallel compressor. Now, this is one thing I didn't know until I did the iHoney 2, as I like to call it, I Heart New York 2 plug-in video. I was going to say podcast. It's not a podcast, it's a video. I didn't know that parallel compression came from New York. I found that kind of interesting. It's basically where it started. Parallel compression being an upwards compression, whereas your usual compressor is a downwards compressor, using the threshold to squish the sounds to get the low sounds up and the high sounds down. This basically does the opposite, but this has extra bells and whistles up its sleeve. Very cool indeed. If you want to learn more, you can go check out. You want to hear how it sounds, especially check out my video. So, here's Baby Audio's words. We set out to make the hardest hitting compressor in the industry, the kind that makes your tracks slam and sing. And to achieve that extra edge, I Heart New York 2 works in parallel. This allows you to compress more while retaining the dynamics of your dry track. And engineered for a modern and ultra aggressive compression sound, perfect for adding power to your tracks, hosts parallel signal chain internally for a fast and obstacle-free parallel compression workflow, and majorly upgraded version 2 of their first ever plugin, which was the I Heart New York plugin, which they had. It was like the GUI is actually shaped in a heart, which was quite interesting, offering surgical control and a range of new features. Again, if you want to hear how this sounds, go check out my video. It is very cool indeed what this can actually do. Actually, here we've got a demo on a house piano. Let's just have a quick listen, because I haven't heard this demo before. Let's have a quick listen. All right, this is dry, and then we're going wet. Here we go. Wet. Yeah. That's what I found it did, because I made my own preset with that plugin already. And it was awesome because I had like a chord stab. I think it was like a chord stab sound. And what it did, very similar to that demo with the house piano, is it pushed the tail. Like it almost felt like it created a reverb tail that didn't exist. But the reverb tail was there. It pushed the tail up, and it just sounded so cool. Sounded so thick and so warm. Let's listen to one more. I do like these demos. Aggressive synth bass. Here we go. This is dry. Let's see what it does to this. We go to wet. Here we go. What? Dude. That's like another preset. That is impressive. That sounded like a totally different preset from them, or it just sounded like a totally different preset, even though it wasn't. Anyway, you get the idea. What an incredible, Baby Audio. Baby Audio. This is actually to celebrate their 3rd birthday, by the way. I don't think they mentioned that. They're 3 years old. It's the same age as this podcast, believe it or not. We're in, season 3. We're coming up to, I think we're 3 already. When did we start? 2019. Yeah, we're 3. We're 3. Oh, we're nearly 3. Sorry, we're nearly 3 years old. We will be at the end of this season. But there you go. Intro price $39. I will have an affiliate link for this down below. Click that link, get it for $39. Support your boy, and do yourself a favor. This is honestly a lot of fun, very intuitive, very easy to use. Instead of using several, I know maybe you could achieve sort of somewhat similar results with what's already in your DAWs plugins, but if you just want something easy, intuitive, and to get that sort of ridiculous parallel compression, punchy parallel compression sound, this is the one to go for. I Heart New York 2 makes it easy. Intro price, affiliate link down below. All right, this next one, this is an exciting week, and I feel like we are calm before the storm. We haven't even hit the big boy stuff. We haven't hit the big boy stuff yet, because this is this week, I mean, even though we had some cool, very cool drops here, and don't get me wrong, but there's some really big stuff about to come out this month in particular. All right, so this came out to us from Arturia. Hopefully I'll have a fully fledged video on this one as well, which is the dual distortion reactor. Dist Coldfire is a dual engine distortion effect that goes from rich tube saturation to unrestrained sonic destruction in a few clicks. Combine analog and digital algorithms with deep modulation and customization and unlock near infinite distortion possibilities for your sound. Okay, so let's jump down here. So you got an intro price on this. Now, is it part of the FX collection? Let's have a look. To celebrate the launch, we're offering limited time introduction prices and a bundle with FX Collection 3. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, so they have some deal. If you are already an Arturia owner of software, you will probably have some upgrade or cross-grade price. Anyway, let's get back to this particular plugin. So, twist the simplest groove into a gnarled web of crushed resonance. Bring your instruments, vocals, and loops to life with stacked analog drive. Zap a synth drone into glitchy, bit-crushed mayhem that dances to your beat. So let's have it. There's a little intro video. Let's jump up to that. Here we go here. Let's play this back for you just so you can, if you are watching on the vodcast there, or you can just listen to this because this thing does sound pretty cool. Here we go. Dist Coldfire. Nice. Ooh. Damn. Jeez, that sounds really good. You can really get some twisted, as they say, twisted gnarly web of distortion. I think that was the adjectives used. That very well described, actually. Let's jump down. What have we got? Hopefully these are just some random samples here we can have a listen with it working. So this first one I'll just show you Arturia. So I haven't heard these yet. Give your simple percussive loop a drum or drum machine stems, an Android voice, okay, with edgy bit crushing, erratic filter modulation, and erratic bursts of glitchy feedback. I love that word, erratic. All right, let's have a listen. Jeez. What? Oh, damn, this sounds crazy. Hang on a second. Is this like a sequence thing? I'm learning live here on the podcast. How does it do that? That's freaking cool. Unless that's all automated. Let's listen to one more. What do we got? More drums. Big stepper. Simple and familiar synth sound becomes punchy, powerful, and perfect for those euphoric dance floor moments. Create huge basses, leads, and pads that'll have you hooked. Let's have a listen to this. Nice. Oh, I can turn the effects off here. That's right. Let's have a listen. This is without it. Let's see what it sounded like. Okay. Wow. That's hilarious. Actually, let's go back to that artificer. All right, I'll turn it off. You ready? So here's with it on. All right, let's turn it off. Here we go. You ready? Okay, so there was a little bit of effect going. Okay, we'll turn it back on. Ooh. Holy goodness me, this is wow. All right, let's listen to Gentle Lo-Fi. We'll do the last one here. If you want to check out more, there's more over obviously at arturia.com. So this next one is Gentle Lo-Fi using classic tape style saturation. Give drums that coveted lo-fi vibe, making even the cleanest stems sound like an unearthed reel from the archives. Here we go. Nice. That does have a very good lo-fi vibe. Let's turn it off. Here we go. Oh, it's very subtle. Let's put it back on. Yeah, it's like a lo-fi sheen over the whole mix. Very cool indeed. I cannot wait to get my hands on this and show you guys. You got a bunch of different types of distortion effects, it looks like here. And yeah, this thing, you got digital, bit depth, bit inverter, wave shaper, wave folder, transformer, force, transistor tube tape types of drive as well. Germanium drive. I mean, this has it all. And the GUI looks so sick. Actually, the GUI reminds me a lot of, I think it was Drum Map in Reason. That looks a lot like that with like the, you know, you search through to find your sequence. I think it's called Drum Map or something like that. Anyway, what a cool drop from Arturia. We definitely have to check this out in depth more here on the channel, instead of just doing this quick overview. But wanted to bring it to you guys' attention because this looks freaking cool. And I like doing, I know some of you are like, I get comments sometimes like, oh, why are you just like going through something without knowing anything about it? Well, I actually do that because I want to get a reaction when I'm doing these podcasts. Do this podcast live, somewhat live. I mean, it is pre-recorded because I do have 2 young kids who could just come in any moment screaming. But I like to give you a real reaction, my real reaction, instead of some scripted weird thing that people do in their videos. No, I'm just making that up. All right, let's move along to our main product. Okay, so if you came here for the video, you hit the thumbnail, you wanted to get to this part because this is the exciting part. Yeah, we're here. Native Instruments, Ignition Keys, new instrument is here. And this instrument is very nice. Now, they're touting it as the next gen hitmaker of keys. I'm going to just I'll play some presets back for you. We're just going to do a quick overview here on the podcast just so you can hear it and see how it sounds. Let's just go through some of its key points here. Warm, lush, on-trend keys for stellar pop productions. Over 150 retro-style presets, including pianos, organs, synths, leads, and hybrid pads. And take the sounds into the future with a range of creative effects and macros. So it has the macros down the bottom, part of their play series, I think they call it. There it is there. Part of the play series. Great sounding presets and real-time control in an intuitive interface. Now, before we get to my terrible keys playing, let's have a listen to a professional demo here of Ignition Keys. Here we go. Let's go to the next one. Here we go. Nice. Get the idea. Lovely sounding, lush keys. I'm guessing there's a bunch of those types of keys in the background there from Ignition Keys. So make pop production shine with Ignition Keys, a range of sparkling keys tailor-made for rising stars. Recorded with vintage instruments and state-of-the-art gear, the preset sounds of Ignition Keys range from dreamy hybrid vocal pads to metallic plucks and gleaming resonant synth leads. And you can dial in a super fat modern edge with easy-to-use modulation effects like tape wobble and lo-fi bit crushing goodness for huge soaring pop tracks. And we can have a look here through the GUI, so you can get in the back end there, change the sound of the actual synth engine. And what happened there, we have effects page. So you got tape, saturation, but you can probably choose through this flanger, replica. We'll go through those in a sec on the real deal. And you have a sequencer, of course, which most of these Play Series do. Then you've got your macro controls at the end. And then this is your usual interface. You'll have the A and B, sort of the blending between the two different sounds, and your obvious macro controls down the bottom here as well. Or you can have this sort of look here with the GUI. Now, let's jump over, because this is what you came here for. And it's a very nice sounding instrument. Well done to Native Instruments, always with the nice sounding instruments. Here we go. So I got ignition keys. I'll pull it a bit bigger up there on the screen. I'm going to pull out my keys here. You're going to have to listen to me play now. You're going to have to listen to me play. But we'll go through a few presets just so you get an idea. So hopefully I'm not off mic too much. There we go. So it's like a pad epic. Let's move along. That's nice. You can see this sort of sound really, I don't know, it just sort of makes you want to play in a certain style when you hear it, you know what I mean? Let's just see where we're in, because they're pretty paddy. Are we in keys? Jump over here. So you got a bunch of presets. If we have a look, click on that little down arrow there. So we got bass. Let's listen to bass actually. Ooh, that's like a Michael Jackson bass. Nice sounding bass, actually. Let's jump through. Actually, do we have sequences on here? Ignition keys, choir. Oh, I want to hear choir. Let's go choir. Okay, so here's some choir sounds. Whoa. Wow, it sounds kind of like a cat or something. So we were in choir. Actually, let's head down to keys. This is where this thing really shines. Let's have a look at these. They sound really nice. Let's jump through a few of these. Here we go. Bad Dreams. They're really, really nice presets, guys. If you wanted that sound, you're going to get it with ignition keys here. I'm just playing nonsense here, but I'm trying to give you guys an idea of how these presets actually sound. Breaking Big. Let's have a look at this. Let's keep moving along here. I didn't really like that one. Butter. Alright, look, I'm no keys player, but just want to give you the idea. Let's keep going through it. Very nice. This next one's called Chill Vibes. Here we go. That's a really nice preset. If I could actually play something, that'd be very nice. But you get the idea. This is the main thing. Clavender. Beautiful, actually. Let's see what else we have. Coma. Probably write like a trap sort of beat with that. Crimea River. Whoa, it's really 80s sounding actually. That's pretty cool. Darkstar. Let's go through now. We'll jump over to the sound here. So you got the engine, you can see the sound engine. And obviously you can transpose. Whoa, you can really mess with the sound here. Layer A or B. Whoa, you can go 60 semitones up, that's nuts. Or 60 semitones down. You can pan it. Crush it? Where am I crushing? That's... Oh, so I've put it over in the left there. I can pan that to the right, I guess? No, they're both in the right now. And crush them both. Oh, what happened there? We lost it. I think I crushed it too much. Redo, transpose. And, you know, you can totally mess with the preset quite easily. And it sounds terrible, of course. I've only got an LFO on here. Let's get another preset up for us here. All right, so yeah, obviously sound engine, if you are familiar with the Play series, it is very, very straightforward. Not much difference here going on. You've got your two samples, sampled instruments here, and then you can mess around, transpose, tune, pan, volume, and then you can do things like bit crushing, reduce, add noise and color, and you got a filter down here as well, so you can filter them off. You've got your two LFOs here going, and your mod and amp envelopes here at the back end. And you can actually jump into different things here as well. Now, if we jump over to effects, this is where you have all of your effects section, which we mentioned when we looked at the website there. Rotator. This particular one has quite a bit of rotator going. That's nice. You got your phaser here as well, and you can turn them off too. You don't have to have them on. Oh, replicas here. I just double click to get in. We've got a reverb here. We can have a high pass filter, so it only does the high EQ. So you can hear the reverb tail is only on our upper frequencies. Have a listen. So you can get... Sounds like ABBA or something. And we put the high pass frequency down, and you hear it coming on our lower frequencies now. And you get that real deep sounding decay limiter at the back end here. But, you know, all in all, very straightforward, easy to use. We've got EQ for engine 8 and engine B, being our sampled instruments, A and B. Sequencer on the back end here as well. Really nice, got your latch. Probably not the right preset to show that off, actually. Let's have a look here. You'd have to put something in here, I guess, and then turn it on. Where is our on button for this? Oh, here we go. These are really not the right presets. Let's jump over and let's grab, what do we got? Lead. This is a really crazy sounding preset. Hang on. Okay, so there you go. We got it going now. So we could, I don't know, you could add some. You'd have to program it yourself. Doesn't look like it has presets. We could make it so it's less steps, so I don't have to program a whole 16-step sequence. What do we want to do? Do you want to do an 8-step? Let's do an 8-step. And then we can do, I don't know, change the velocity so it sort of goes up and down. Add swing. Speed it up. Make it slow. Latch. Put the velocity all at the top. Change the scale. So it mixes in with your track if you know what the scale of your track is, and you can change the root key and do things like that. So it would fit in, you know. That's kind of cool. Wait, you can add macros here, like cutoff, filter. Don't think this one actually has that. What's on macro 3? Saturation. Oh, that's cool. The macros are cool here, actually. Can really funk it up a bit. I don't quite remember the sequence of being this detailed in the play series. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it is. But that's a lot of fun, especially being able to go in and mess with the individual macros and have it playing across my sequence. That is actually really cool. Jump over here. Obviously, this is where the macro action is, and we can jump into each individual one and mess with those there as well. But all in all, a pretty good sounding instrument, like a very fun and exciting. Ignition keys, like if you just want that instant, as it said in the blurb, you want that instant sort of pop sound, you're going to get it with ignition keys, because it has some very genuine sounding, presets, like even that. There's invariability with the actual sound, very analog sounding. It's a really, really nicely sampled instrument, as pretty much all of the play series are from Contact. Really exciting stuff. I think this is awesome. Go check it out. I'm going to have a link for this one down below too. So there's 3 links today. Go down below if you liked any of the products that we spoke about today. Were you excited about the D16 Phoscyon 2 release? Leave a comment down below, because I'd like to know. We are definitely going to do a video on that. I know I'm super excited. Is Universal Audio, like, they got some crazy deals at Universal Audio right now. If you want Universal Audio, I can't even speak, they're the ones to get right now, okay? You definitely want to check that out. And the REFX expansion, what do you think of that? I thought that was nice. If you want to make chilled, sort of relax, or you're scoring for film, that is an expansion pack to check out. iHoney 2, wow, unbelievable. We are spoiled this month in particular, but this week also very spoiled, even though I feel it's a little bit calmer for the song. But that Arturia, Dist, Coldfire, we are going to get our hands on it. That thing, what is going on? It sounds so freaking good. And did you like ignition keys? Look, I know I'm not a, what's that guy, Dr. Mix? He plays amazing, by the way. If you ever see him play, he's a phenomenal keyboard player. I'm not one of those, okay? I'm not a phenomenal keyboard player, but hopefully you get the idea of how good this instrument actually sounds. I hope I showed you how good it sounds and what it can do. And being that it's a play series, if you already have the Contact player and you like the sound, click the link below, go do yourself a favor, go get it. It's an exciting month for music makers, because we have so much cool new software coming out. And are you gonna win the Uno drum? That's what I want to know. Are you gonna win? I hope you do. Your odds of winning are so freaking high. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm giving it away. And that thing, what is it worth? It's heaps. Go on eBay, check out how much it's worth. I'm giving it away to one lucky winner here. Emlyn in the Mix, supporter or fan or whatever you want to call. And with all that said and done, leave a review on this podcast if you can. Jump in the app, do that. Love a review. Like, share, all that YouTube nonsense. Get in there. Subscribe. #subscribe. Boom. All right. With all that out of the way, look, at the end of the day, I hope I'm helping you guys. I hope I'm inspiring you, and that you share the love, because I want others to find and experience this podcast and get inspiration. That's the main reason I do the shameless promotion, okay? All right. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much. We'll be back next week with another. Oh my God, it's gonna be bonkers. Okay, every week from now through the whole September, and then we go to Black Friday. It's all really exciting. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace out. Boom.